Hi, caller, your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Melissa Rechica from Buried Under the Blue, and I'm calling in because Eden, being an activist, he ran the Dodger Field Stadium, and I know that you had spoke about it previously on another podcast about us about Raza getting behind the families to support reparations and accountability from the Dodgers Corporation. So I'd like to see if you guys could talk about that a little bit.
Go for it, bro.
Hell yeah. So shout out to Melissa from Buried in the Blue. She's
Yep.
actually part of the families that was displaced. That was savagely displaced where Dodger Stadium is at, and it sucks that a lot of people don't care. But shout out to you. You've said it in your interviews, and this is something that I always knew too. And it was really hard for me to stop this 30-year fandom of the Dodgers. Where
For real, huh?
yeah, it sucks, and I just told myself, like, if I'm gonna be true to myself, like, I can't keep supporting it. And as a matter of fact, it was 2 years ago when she gave me a sticker. I didn't even speak to her or nothing. She gave me a sticker and I seen it. Actually, that shit got me mad too. I was like, who the fuck is trying to change the Dodger logo? And I looked at it, I was like, oh shit, that's right. Like, that shit actually happened, fool.
Yeah,
Like,
there's so many people that don't know.
yeah, they don't know. And to me, I just wanted to bring some more awareness to it. Like, Melissa and the families have been fighting for over 50 years doing this shit. And it's like, I kind of had a feeling to it too, because at the moment, there was a time I was living in Linwood, right? And we were receiving letters at my house that the Raiders wanted to come in, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And I just imagined myself, because the community got together and I think they denied it. I don't know exactly how it went down, but they denied the whole contract that the Raiders wanted to come to Linwood, and that's why the Raiders went to Vegas. But I could just imagine like the city just saying, like, nah, who cares what the community thinks? We're gonna come and kick you out of your house and give you crumbs for your house, and we're building the fucking stadium.
Yeah.
I don't think we would have seen that stadium as something that was good.
Right.
So I can't even imagine what those families went through, and I think that's something that people really have to engage in their mind. And I know that sometimes people say, like, well, everything was taken. All this land was native before. Yes, but sometimes, like, for example, if you have, like, for example, Staples Center, which also was the caused displacement, but we can't just ignore everything. And then when we ran the field, 2 weeks later, the Bruce's Beach thing happened, right? I don't know if you've seen that land that was given back to black families 100 years later. People were talking shit to me like, hey, why the fuck did you run the field? That shit happened 50 years ago. And next thing you know, 2 weeks later, this other family by the beach gets $100 million worth of land. And I'm like, y'all were talking shit. Where's that at now?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're working overtime. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
So shout out to Buried in the Blue. Make sure to check out. And I know they have a petition, so sign that. But also shout out to you. Say, I would like to. How did you get? Yeah, into.
I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, man, just all my life, bro. My grandfather instilled in me, man, like since I was a little mijo. Like, come in my room, he would talk to me about all these grown-up things, about the raza, about the difference between Mexicano and or paisas and raza that are living here, and how some of the raza look down on other people, and at the bottom line, we're right here bickering about a bunch of little things when we have a bigger issue, bro. We're literally, people think of war and they think about, it's just shooting with guns and stuff, but no, war starts with the manipulation of the mind, and building a false narrative to destroy a people, and I think that I see that now, being the age that I am now, our people are getting destroyed left and right with fake food, with gentrification, with manipulation, with anything you could think of, anything you could think of, bro. Our people are getting destroyed, and not only are we getting destroyed by it seems like it's an invisible person, but we're out here killing ourselves, bro.
Yeah.
We're out here fighting over land that we really, we call it our barrio, but man, do you own any street where the street's named after you? What are you really doing? Supporting the Dodgers or whatever, but do you really know how these families were ripped out of their homes,
Yeah.
And I said it before, how people, they don't take it seriously until they're affected by it. You know what I mean? But what if that was your mother, bro? What if somebody grabbed your mom by the back of her dress and dragged her out of, her pad? Like, I don't even want to say what I would do.
Yeah.
But it's the most ugliest thing, you know what I mean? So now I see Raza as, you know, this is like my grandpa told me, this is our family. This is our familia right here. That's a real familia. It's not blood, but who's actually there in your life, who's there, you know, constantly worrying about you. What are you doing, mijo? Did you eat? Would you like something to drink? Do you need to use a bathroom? Do you need a ride? You know, like and coming to the realization of what you've been through. You know, I don't know your life, homie. I don't know what you've been through, but I do know that if you did grow up over here, you did eat beans. You did grow up on rice. You probably didn't have the shoes you wanted as a kid. You know, somebody probably talked down to your father. He probably didn't get that promotion at his job. Your mom was probably struggling just like my mom. We're going through the same addiction. We're getting shot at by the same bullets. Police officers are putting us down. We're getting locked up. We have the highest rate of people locked up. Come on, homie. And now you got a lot of podcasts now that idolize that shit. That's all they talk about, prison. And now the youngsters, you know, they don't think they made it in life until they made it to prison. And how does that look?
Yeah.
You know, that just, we're being destroyed, bro. You know what I mean? So to me, these conversations like this or any form of education for a raza, it means a lot to me. You know, and having you here tonight, having Buried Under the Blue call in to show us her movement, her struggle, it means a lot, and our people need to hear it because we are at war. Don't take this life for granted. We're at war right now.
And the saying goes, you know, if you don't know your history, you're damned to repeat it, you know. And a lot of people say, like, why are you worried about something that happened 50 years ago? Not only did it happen 50 years ago, but it's happening right now.
Fact.
It's happening now. Like, it's happening everywhere. Like, it's happened in my city too. They wanted to build a private school down the block, and they didn't care if the tierra was contaminated. Kids could develop cancer. They don't give a fuck.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? So we just have to stand up and fight, and you know, like you said, they don't care until it happens to them, and it's sad. And I've seen a lot of people, you know, open their eyes, but it's sad. But you know, and the same thing with the youth. You know, I'm hoping that they can you know, continue the torch and actually listen.
Yep.
But having people like yourself, having people like Melissa, I think it's important.
Yeah. Melissa, I wanted to ask you, do you have any last words of wisdom that you might want to give the raza? Any future events that you have coming up or anything that you want to mention? Are you still there? Oh, man. I don't know. Her line is still on, but can you hear me? I think she hung up.
Probably has it on mute.
Oh, yeah, she probably has. I don't know if you have your phone on mute, but we can't hear you. Well, anyways, I appreciate your call. My respects to you, the familia, your son. Shout out to your son. Beautiful little boy. Thank you for calling. I appreciate you. Damn, I couldn't hear her.
Damn. Shout out to Buried Under the Blue, though.
Yeah, shout out to Buried Under the Blue.
BuriedUnderTheBlue.com or, yeah.